For me, bipolar disorder is like quicksand. The more you fight it, the more you sink into a big empty void. I used to have trouble concentrating in school. I would daydream a lot, and my comprehension would be really, really bad. For example, I could read a book and 15 minutes later not remember what I had just read. Or I could have a discussion with someone and minutes later not remember what was discussed. I would have trouble following directions accurately as well, and remembering names. I was even put into special classes and labeled as a slow learner. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was kind of a loner. I isolated a lot. It wasn't hard for me to make friends if I wanted to, but I always felt like I didn't deserve to have any. And if I was ever successful at anything, I felt guilty about being successful. I used to put myself into physical pain to ease the emotional pain, like I deserved to be punished. I used to think about hurting or killing myself, but I didn't want to do any of my enemies any favors. I know that sounds nasty, but it's how I felt at the time. I would get in trouble because I would turn my depression into rage and direct it towards other people. Then I would self-medicate, and that was like gasoline on a fire. I built emotional walls around myself and hardly let anybody into my life because I was afraid of getting hurt. Once in a while I would let somebody in my life and I'd pay for it and get hurt. But sometimes it was worth it. That's why I'm not as afraid now to let people into my life. Now that I'm older, I like trying to be more positive by thinking of this illness as somewhat of a gift, as crazy as that sounds, because it helps me be more of an understanding person of what people go through. I've also learned how to laugh at my own pain and try to find some kind of humor in it. My outlets are pool, music, acting, watching sports. I believe outlets are huge in recovery. I still deal with symptoms of depression, but I've learned not to dwell or act upon them. I've learned that it's alright to feel this way as long as I don't do anything stupid because of it. I'm no longer self-medicating, and that quicksand feels like firmer ground.